PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video. And today, I want to discuss the topic of shelf collecting. Are you a shelf collector? Let's talk about shelf collecting. What does it mean to be a shelf collector? I think it has a lot of different meanings to different people when they hear it. I mean, sometimes people, when they hear it, it's a positive thing or a negative thing, you know? There's a lot of people who collect video games, or collect other forms of media such as VHS and DVDs, and Blu-rays and all that stuff. Or, Funko Pops and action figures, there's always people, with disposable income who have things they would like to buy and display. This could be called shelf collecting. Video games, especially, shelf collecting is a hot topic, especially with retro video games. I personally do not have games in shelves. I have games in drawers. I think drawers are the best way to store games because it protects them from the elements. It protects them from sunlight. It protects them, from other things as well, and it's just convenient. I like having the whole video games that are out of sight and out of mind, but I know where they're at. I know where my games are at. They're all located pretty much in the same general area. And I have access to them. I can just pull out a drawer, and there they are. I don't buy games to display them. I buy them to play them. That's the purpose. I believe in having a video game library. I don't consider it a video game backlog. Backlog implies that I'm going to play every single game, and I'm just not. Some games I'm personally nostalgic for. Some games I bought with my son in mind, for that he could play this game sometime down the road because I thought, oh, that's something he would like. Or I bought it maybe with my wife in mind, for example. I don't buy every single game for myself. My games are a library. And here's the thing about a library. You don't have to read every book in the library, and you don't have to play every game in your collection. Libraries basically are, a big, huge thing of collections in a nutshell. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole talk about, the backlog. It's like, I'll play whatever games I want. I'm an adult. I have responsibilities. Today I was mulching, actually, and I have a huge pile of mulch on my driveway that I'm working on getting rid of. But, of course, that requires me to do weeding and stuff like that. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility. I have over half an acre of land. And I got a lot of adult responsibility, so I don't necessarily have time to play every single video game I have, And there are times, though, when I do, And in the wintertime, I'm shoveling snow or using the snow blower. There's always something to do. There's always something to do. At the end of the day, I like to keep my games in drawers, in dresser drawers and stuff like that. I think that's the best way to store them. But some people like to collect the games on a shelf because it looks cool. It's part of a specific aesthetic. There's a certain aesthetic about it. But I also think people can maybe go a little too far, collecting games that you'll never play, just to have them displayed, that you have no nostalgia for or personal meaning towards, I can understand why some people kind of look down on that. But at the end of the day, it's people's own money. They're allowed to do whatever they want with their own money, and that's totally fine. But anyways, yeah, so some people have a little bit of shelf candy, but then again, some people also have different collecting goal mindset. Maybe they're going for a complete subset. Some people maybe want all 4 Donkey Kong games on the NES, knowing full well that Donkey Kong Jr. Math is not very fun. They know it's not fun, but they have to have the complete set. It's all about completing something. It might not be completing an entire NES collection, but maybe it's a subset. Maybe they have to have this particular version of this game that they don't, particularly like, but because it's part of a set. So they have to have it. But anyways, yeah, so there's different reasons people collect, and a lot of people like to display them on a shelf. Do I think there's anything wrong with that? I think at a certain point, things can definitely get out of hand where people, are you a gamer or are you a collector kind of thing? Or are you a mixture of both? And some people are a mixture of both. But I also think things can get really out of hand, honestly, with collecting. I have a lot of games that I actually am planning to get rid of soon. I'm not one of those people who's making videos about I'm selling my collection crap because, I've been selling my collection since 2012. I find games that are cheap and interested me, especially when I really started collecting early on, and I'm still trying to get rid of certain things. But again, there's also games that I'm like, oh, I think my son might play this, or, oh, this is a really cool racing game, and I really like racing games. So that plays a factor in what I collect and what I buy. I used to have my games on a shelf. used to have them on my shelf all the time, and I really liked that for a time. But then after a while, it just gets a little gaudy. You know, like I don't have shelves that even match, so it looks kind of ridiculous and silly. So that's why I keep games in drawers. I think drawers are a great way to keep games. But overall, at the end of the day, I like to try to get games that I think I will play, or I'm going to play, or I have nostalgia for. We all have different reasons for collecting. And yeah, but are you a shelf collector? I mean, are you somebody who's trying to fill out a shelf? You know? And the other thing too, at the end of the day, have you ever thought to yourself, am I just putting money on a shelf? At the end of the day, I'm just converting my hard-earned dollars into plastic. Plastic that has a specific look that maybe I love, but at the same time, is this making me happy, you know? It's hard to say. It's hard to tell. You know, everybody is a case-by-case situation. So... But anyways, what are your guys' thoughts? Are you a shelf collector? Comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.